The left-wing demons, the deep state warriors, the global elitists are all about to turn on Elon Musk. Do not underestimate what Musk is about to face. He wants Twitter, and for that, they want him. They would throw him in a gulag if they could. Musk is a billionaire. That means his numerous business ventures pose a target-rich environment for the government's alphabet mafia, the FBI, the IRS, the SEC. Agents from every agency imaginable will now set out to destroy him. That's my prediction. How do I know this? Look what they continue to do to President Donald Trump. The moment Trump came down that escalator, the deep state unleashed their wrath on him, fabricating evidence, smearing his name. They weaponized the DOJ and the courts against him because Donald Trump wanted to drain the swamp, wanted to do away with business as usual. In many respects, what Elon Musk is setting out to do is just as dangerous to the left-wing power brokers as upending Washington's ruling class. See, if he sets Twitter free, free speech flourishes. The left realizes their speech can't beat our speech, which is why censorship for them is so important. The truth must be squashed for the left-wing socialist hoax on America to continue. See, Twitter is a phony town square. It's so important to the leftists as that phony town square. The elitists who run it are willing to give up millions of dollars to block Musk's takeover. Today, they adopted a so-called poison pill, a complicated plan that would give shareholders the right to buy Twitter stock at a reduced price if any stakeholder acquires more than 15% of the company. The complicated details of all of this really don't matter. The goal does: to block Musk from taking Twitter private and allowing free, unfettered speech to flourish. See, Musk insists he has a plan B. I'm sure he does. Here is the problem. The board, Twitter board that is, has a fiduciary duty to act in the shareholders' best interests. Musk's offer of $43 billion is more than fair, paying shareholders a huge premium on their stock. Musk predicted the legal battle that will ensue will be titanic in nature. The leftists that sit on Twitter's board clearly now have shown their cards. For them, Twitter's ability to censor and delete people is what makes up all of its value. So they recruit the media to recruit all of you. Listen to MSNBC push more scare tactics over Musk's attempted takeover of Twitter.
Will you soon have to pay to use Twitter? If Elon Musk gets his way, maybe. There are real and devastating consequences for using that platform to lie. There are massive life and globe altering consequences for just letting people run wild on the thing.
No, the globe altering consequences happen when Elon buys Twitter and it's opened back up to all of us. See, I have long warned all of you that the media's most dangerous tactic are their lies by omission, refusing to cover the Hunter Biden laptop scandal, ignoring Black Lives Matter destruction and chaos. The list of media cover-ups is so long we could spend all night doing them. Their big tech counterparts do their part by labeling anything that they disagree with, the leftists, as misinformation. To the uninformed, it makes sense. Censor the lies. But it's not lies getting censored at all. Often it's opinions, along with truths that damage the left's communist agenda. Just watch how they so desperately push this fake news idea that conservatives spread misinformation. This from our friends over at Newsbusters.
Facebook promised to step up efforts to fight misinformation.
Tools we can use to combat misinformation.
The need to combat misinformation. Combat misinformation. Combating misinformation.
Combating misinformation. The Biden administration's full plate of combating disinformation abroad and here at home.
It's like collusion, the way they're all on the same page. If Musk is successful, I'm telling you folks, it could be the most impactful shift in American politics since Donald Trump won the presidency in 2016. Remember, President Trump used Twitter to defeat Hillary Clinton. His success sent every social media company scrambling to censor conservatives everywhere, ultimately kicking President Trump off the platform. The Media Research Center found the big tech giants overwhelmingly censored Republican members of Congress by a rate of 54-1 compared to congressional Democrats. The bottom line is, the left cannot afford to lose Twitter as a censorship powerhouse. So here's what will happen. Either Twitter will recruit another entity to buy it, fully willing to continue the censorship of conservatives, or the government will step in to block the sale. And if they can't destroy Elon Musk, the Democrats in Congress might try. Either way, we are about to witness a battle of epic proportions.